Hello everyone and welcome back to bHaptics. My name is Alex and today we'll be taking a look at the second part of our top 20 first-person shooter VR titles with native bHaptics support. Now these are games that are beloved by our community, that have some of the best haptic integrations and are the most fun to play. Let's check out the games. Guardians VR blends the action-packed gameplay of first-person shooters with real-time strategy and tactics, allowing players to take on the roles of both soldier and general. The game features a full single-player campaign, multiplayer co-op for up to 4 players, online PvP for up to 8 players, and an in-game map editor for community-created content. There's a lot you can do in Guardians, and the robust bHaptics TAC integration connects you in a truly immersive way to everything the game has to offer. Choose your loadout and feel the unique recoil of each weapon as you fire it at the alien horde. Whether it's a machine gun, rifle, or rocket, you'll feel the difference as soon as you pull the trigger. Each of the enemies you'll encounter in Guardians have unique attacks that will be represented accordingly as you fight them off. Fire-breathing, dragon-like monsters will douse you in flames, and the TAC suit will trigger unique fire patterns for an intensely immersive experience. And don't worry, even if you fail, you'll respawn with a custom haptic revival and will be back in the action in no time. Picking up items, using your jetpack, deploying units and vehicles and more, it's all here with Guardians VR and bHaptics. Pioneer Endless Journey is a quality roguelite FPS game developed by bHaptics. Collect all sorts of different weapons and combine them to fit your playstyle. These attachments completely change the look and feel of your gun, as well as the strategies you'll need to employ to stay alive and make it through your journey. Fight against angry hordes of garden monsters and sentient plant creatures. Feel the jolt of firing a pistol in your chest and arms, and then add a shotgun attachment and feel the difference of the powerful widened blast radius. These immersive recoil patterns provide a sense of excitement when engaging in a firefight. When taking damage, the TAC suit will react dynamically and in real time to the type of damage, direction it's coming from, and severity of the attack. Stay alert during the most intense moments, as incoming projectiles like flying thorns and needles can be felt at the precise point of impact, allowing you to react in the direction from which you are being attacked. Explosions from enemy seed bombs can be felt on the torso and head, providing a true sense of urgency when coming under fire. There's plenty of immersive haptic fun to discover outside of combat too. Feel the rushing healing waves wash over you. You can also feel your body moving quickly through the world as you dash around with the dashing mechanic, making it feel almost as though you've just teleported forward. Propagation VR combines survival horror and static wave shooting. This game will get your adrenaline pumping as you try to survive a zombie apocalypse. Armed with only your guns and your fists, fight off terrifying zombies and other multi-species mutants. Experience the recoil of your pistol and shotgun as you blast your way through the horrors in the subway. Zombie slashes, monster bites, spider attacks, and more are all felt on the TAC suit as you attempt to defend yourself. Immersive environmental effects will keep your heart pumping in this thrilling VR horror experience. Quake 3 Arena welcomes you to the arena, where high-ranking warriors are transformed into spineless mush. Abandoning every ounce of common sense and any trace of doubt, you lunge onto a stage of harrowing landscapes and veiled abysses. This mod, created by Team Beef, has fully tracked weapons to make the experience as immersive and naturally VR intuitive as possible. Firing weapons will trigger immersive haptics on the arms and chest, simulating the fire rate and intensity of the weapon that you're holding. During combat, The tac suit reacts in the direction that you've been shot from with different impacts for different weapons. Use this to your advantage to launch a counterattack without relying on sound or on-screen indicators alone to gain the competitive edge against your opponents. Falling off the map has haptic consequences. Spring back into the action after being downed with an invigorating wave of haptics when respawning. In-game actions and movement mechanics are represented and triggered on the tac suit, so you're constantly connected to each and every moment. Sweet Surrender is a roguelike VR shooter in a dystopian mega tower. Explore levels, discover secrets, and fight your way to the summit in this single-player experience with a fantastic native bHaptics tac suit integration. You'll feel connected to the world of Sweet Surrender as you ride lifts that provide a haptic sensation on your torso as you advance through the game. Navigate through each level and feel yourself traversing the tower as you zip up and down the vertical areas of the game. Picking up items, storing them on your body, and equipping chips on your arms all have custom and accurate haptic feedback patterns. Simply grabbing an item off of your chest is a magical and immersive moment thanks to the ERM actuators on the tac suit. Each of the game's unique weapons feel different as you pull the trigger. Find and experiment with pistols, machine guns, rifles, shotguns, and more, and find the perfect feel for your playstyle. With the tac suit, you'll feel bullets, explosions, melee attacks, and more as the relentless robots of Sweet Surrender continue to attack you. Stepping into a trap or falling into lava will yield special haptics when you're unfortunate enough to fall victim to them. Arkade is a retro-inspired, fast-paced VR first-person shooter that has you blasting your way through an evocative, low-poly, 80s sci-fi setting on your mission to protect Ark and defeat Aid. The bHaptics tac suit simulate the vibrations of reality warping around you as you're being pulled into the cabinet and world of Arkade. Fire your weapons for a more immersive recoil experience as the tac suit vibrates your arms and chest. Picking up a power-up or weapon provides an energizing wave of haptics. The tac suit also provides unparalleled immersion and information in the heat of battle. You can instantly feel the incoming damage to yourself or Aid. This allows you to react immediately to any and all threats that you'll face in the world of Arkade. Tower Tag is a hyper-dynamic, cyberpunk PvP shooter with a signature grappling hook locomotion method. Conquer as many tower platforms as possible with your team to be able to move quickly across the field to take your opponent by tactical surprise. The bHaptics tac suit connects you to all of the action of Tower Tag, starting with the pulse of your blaster, triggering immersive recoil patterns. Take your opponent's tower and pull yourself across the field, triggering movement haptics on the arms. Incoming hits are intense and felt with directional accuracy. Feel instantly when you're under attack, allowing you to gain the competitive edge against your opponents. You'll know for sure when you've been eliminated, with this fun haptic pattern immersing you in the moment. Larcenauts is a VR team-based hero shooter. Choose from 9 different specialists, each with unique weapons and skills to compete in thrilling 6v6 matches. Game modes include the territory-style refuel, capture the flag-style uplink, and classic team deathmatch across 4 different maps. The game is an intense firefight with tons of actions and lots of special abilities. The bHaptics tac suit has been integrated to allow a competitive edge when playing Larcenauts. The haptics are fine-tuned to provide directional accuracy of incoming fire from your opponents. Things can get intense when both teams meet for a firefight. With the bHaptics tac suit, you'll always know when it's time to retreat and heal up before jumping back into the fray.
Let's go, bro, let's go.
Crisis Vrigade is an action-filled virtual reality first-person shooter that lets players take on the role of a SWAT trooper and deal with terrorist situations. With the bHaptics tac suit, you'll feel your gun firing on your arms and chest. Each weapon provides a different haptic sensation based on its fire rate and power. Feel on your body where you've been hit. You'll even experience heart-pounding haptics that truly increase the immersion of your gameplay. No matter which scenario you find yourself in, the tac suit is there, providing the immersion factor in every moment that matters. Crisis Vrigade 2 is an action-filled virtual reality first-person shooter that lets players take on the role of a SWAT trooper just like its predecessor, but with a visual overhaul and a handful of exciting new features. The bHaptics tac suit allows you to feel powerful weapon recoil in your arms and chest. Experience different intensity of power and fire rate as you pick up and use each of the game's awesome gun power-ups. Feel it on your body when you've been hit by an impact. Enter bullet time in a whole new way. Feel your heart pounding in the most critical moments. That completes our top 20 first-person shooter VR titles with full bHaptic support. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe for future content because there's a lot more on the way. Until then, suit up, sink in, bHaptics.